You can barely read a word, yet you're coasting and leeching off a Fortune 500 company. When the boss works late, you leave early. When there's a meeting, you're nowhere to be found. And yet, despite how lazy you are, the company is too scared to fire you. They'll even pull every trick in the book to offer you raises and promotions, just to keep you around. But unexpectedly, someone tough came along today and fired you on the spot without a second thought. You were shocked at first, but then you started laughing like a pig. You couldn't help it. You'd wanted to start your own business for ages, but your boss wouldn't let you leave. Who knew a guardian angel would show up today? Qingcheng saw you looking so happy, and her eyes filled with nothing but disgust. What a total loser. Sleeping on the job? She is the daughter of the group's chairman. She just got back from studying abroad and is ready to take over the company, looking for a chance to flex her authority. So, she brought a whole crew to inspect the office and even had a production team launch a show for her. A live stream titled Go, CEO, and the chat in the live room is going absolutely wild. Holy crap, firing someone right out of the gate? Is this the aura of a cold-blooded female CEO? A new CEO swooping in to assert dominance. Whoever gets in her way is finished. You're sitting at your desk, thinking about opening your mouth to explain. But Qingcheng waves her hand dismissively and says coldly, no need to explain. I don't have the patience to listen. Pack your things and get out now. Do you think just anyone can work at the AJ Group? Hearing her say that, you decide not to bother explaining either. You pack your stuff casually and just walk away. Your colleagues watch you leave, mouths agape, as if they want to say something. But once they see the icy glare from Qingcheng, they all lower their heads, too scared to make a sound. Just then, the general manager walks in. Ms. Su, please, listen to me. Manager Pan, are you here to plead for him? Faced with the cameras, Qingcheng is definitely not going to allow anything that looks like favoritism. Let me tell you, this is my first day on the job. This matter is not up for discussion. Hearing this, Manager Pan shakes his head frantically. Ms. Su, you can't fire him. He was personally hired by the chairman. Before he can finish, Qingcheng cuts him off. She says firmly, was I not clear enough? Hearing that commanding tone, everyone present freezes, including Manager Pan and the folks from the R&D department. Damn, the new female CEO is something else. Firing people with such ruthlessness. Does she have any idea who she just cut loose? Even the film crew is stunned. The cameraman is carefully, cautiously, capturing the scene unfolding before them. Qingcheng is so furious about what happened, that she doesn't even know what the viewers are saying in the chat. Ms. Su, I know you're upset. General Manager Pan says tentatively, but there's something I have to remind you of. You can't fire this man. Why? Qingcheng retorts, clearly annoyed. As a young employee, sleeping at his desk during office hours, is that fair to the other employees? He's ruining the culture of our entire company. The whole country is watching this live. There's no way Qingcheng would stand for that. Enough. That's the end of this conversation. She signals to Manager Pan, turns around, and leads the film crew toward the R&D center. My apologies. That was just a small hiccup. Now, I'll take everyone on a tour of our R&D center. Qingcheng drops the iron-fisted attitude and flashes a charming smile. I led the production crew forward, watching their backs as they walked away. General Manager Pan sighed heavily behind me. Damn it, I'm a general manager, for crying out loud. You didn't even give me a chance to speak. Let's see how you're going to beg that young prodigy you just fired to come back. Did you really fire Director Zhao, Mr. Pan? What do you think? General Manager Pan snapped impatiently. Then what about our project today? The employees asked, looking completely lost. In order to crack this project, Director Zhao had led the entire R&D department through several sleepless nights. If you're asking me, who am I supposed to ask? General Manager Pan sighed. Go find the new female CEO. Don't ask me. After saying that, he pulled out his phone and hurried toward the door. Meanwhile, inside the new energy R&D center, Qingcheng was showing the production crew around, pointing out the integrated die casting machine in the workshop. AJ New Energy specializes in electric vehicle development. Our self-developed integrated die casting technology can skip so many complex steps, making the car body much more durable. AJ Group has always been the industry leader in domestic new energy vehicles. Over the past 2 years, every new model they've released has become a massive hit online. With countless orders pouring in, it's a brand that young people are crazy about. Of course, this has everything to do with the black tech at AJ New Energy. Since the founding of the AJ New Energy Research Institute, they've broken through countless barriers. For example, the high-density dragon pattern steel, jointly developed by the AJ Institute and Longgong, effectively reinforces the car body. In repeated crash tests, the high-density dragon pattern steel showed extreme impact resistance, boosting safety by 80% over the original ratings. This one technology alone caused AJ New Energy's orders to skyrocket several times over. AJ Group's stock also soared, making it a truly unique presence in the new energy sector. Of course, the key reason for AJ Group's massive success is that under the dean's leadership, the R&D department keeps tackling every single challenge. This is our vehicle assembly line. Su Qingcheng introduced the AJ New Energy Workshop to the crew with pride. Every single AJ New Energy vehicle is born on this very line. As she spoke, she seemed to remember something. I almost forgot to share some good news. AJ New Energy opened up international orders this year. In just 2 short months, our overseas orders have already reached the total of all new energy vehicle exports from last year combined. The production crew was stunned by the news. Wow, that is insane. They immediately started clapping. Meanwhile, the live stream chat was already blowing up. So this is the AJ production line? It's ridiculously impressive. That integrated die casting tech. AJ New Energy really lives up to its name as the world's safest EV. The high-density dragon pattern. Steel is their exclusive patent. Only AJ New Energy has it. But wait, isn't the dean of the AJ Research Institute that guy who just got fired? The dean is gone. Is AJ New Energy even going to last? Good lord, they cut the artery while trying to prune the branches. This is going to be a wild show. Does this new female CEO really think she's cool? She just started at the company and fired a new hire, only to find out that this kid is actually the dean of the AJ Research Institute. She fired the dean. Is this like Liu Shan taking the throne and immediately chasing away Zhu Liang? The comments flew back and forth, everyone shocked by Su Qingcheng's disastrous move. Quite a few people had already looked up the facts. The young man Su Qingcheng fired is indeed Zhao Ran, the dean of the AJ Research Institute. Back in the day, the old chairman spent so much effort to recruit this genius youth. It was harder than Liu Bei's 3 visits to the thatched cottage, yet nobody expected that on her very first day in office, the new boss would drive away their most valuable contributor. The whole internet is in an uproar. Mentioning the overseas orders, Su Qingcheng couldn't hide her excitement. She pushed all the unpleasantness from earlier to the back of her mind. After all, it was her first day at the company, and she had to establish her authority. As the saying goes, a new broom sweeps clean. She had to make her mark right away. Old Chairman Su is getting on in years, and he's planning to step back, hoping to groom his daughter, a brilliant top-tier graduate, to take over. Su Qingcheng graduated from the Tiffany School of Business, one of the most prestigious business schools in the world. Many CEOs of Fortune 500 companies come from that very institution. So, the old chairman isn't worried about his daughter's competence. He's worried about her people skills. She's still young, and even if she can be ruthless when necessary, she doesn't understand the complexities of human relationships. Just then, Su Qingcheng strode forward with pride, leading the film crew toward the R&D center. The host held up the microphone and asked, Director Su, regarding the AJ Group, which department do you like the most? Su Qingcheng thought for a moment before replying, if I had to choose, I'd lean towards the R&D center, our AJ Research Institute. He paused for a second and added, the R&D center is our most creative department. They are constantly developing new technologies. The whole place just feels vibrant and full of potential. But mid-sentence, she suddenly froze, because the normally bustling R&D center was completely silent right now. Everyone was just sitting in their office chairs, looking lost, as if they had lost their guiding light. When the R&D manager saw Su Qingcheng, he quickly stood up and shouted, Hello, Director Su. The staff didn't really know who she was, but because their manager had acknowledged her, they gave a half-hearted greeting. Hello everyone, I'm the new president, Su Qingcheng. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Su Qingcheng stood by the conference table in the R&D center, smiling at the group. They just glanced at her and gave a slight nod, barely acknowledging her presence. There was no fanfare, no enthusiasm, and certainly no sycophancy. What was going on? Seeing this, Su Qingcheng was stunned. She had done her homework before coming. She knew the R&D center was in the middle of a breakthrough on a new technology. She even had a plan in mind, wanting to use the publicity from the film crew to announce this tech early and build hype for their low-end new energy project. Who would have thought she'd hit a wall the moment she walked in? The employees showed zero passion for their work, and they were all staring at her like she was an idiot. On the other side, the host and the cameraman were also dumbfounded. They had expected to film a scene of a new president interacting harmoniously with her staff. But the reality was the exact opposite. And the worst part? This was being live-streamed. Su Qingcheng swallowed hard. She was no longer acting like the decisive leader. She forced a smile and turned to ask, Manager Liu, isn't the R&D center working on a new technology? Any progress so far? Facing the group's core department, Su Qingcheng became extremely cautious. All the bossy attitude from before was gone. Manager Liu looked up at her and nodded. We were making progress. Su Qingcheng frowned slightly. Are you running into new problems now? Manager Liu nodded and said, yes. The project itself was moving along. But we can't find Dean Zhao anymore. Su Qingcheng froze. Where did Dean Zhao go? Teacher Liu just shrugged. He was fired. Su Qingcheng looked completely baffled. Fired? By who? The dean is an honorary professor at Lonqi University. Who has the authority to fire him? Su Qingcheng had only ever heard of the dean of the AJ Research Institute and knew that being an honorary professor at Lonqi University was a big deal. But she had no idea about your age or background, assuming you were some old professor with a white beard. Teacher Lu stared at her with curiosity. Ms. Su, are you really in the dark? Or are you just playing dumb? Su Qingcheng was instantly stunned. I honestly don't know. From the moment I walked in until now, she had no clue what was going on. She only knew that everyone in the R&D center was giving her strange looks. Could it be? Su Qingcheng suddenly thought of the young man she had fired. No way. That's absolutely impossible. Su Qingcheng quickly dismissed the thought. The person she had just fired was just a young employee. He couldn't possibly be the dean of the research institute. The dean of the AJ Research Institute is world famous. How could he be that young? Just as Su Qingcheng hesitated, she suddenly heard the host off to the side ask, Ms. Su, you don't mean the person who was just fired, do you? Su Qingcheng frowned. That guy from just now? Instantly, the thought she had previously dismissed started to creep back in. Could it really have been him? Then, she had second thoughts. Even if it was him, so what? Slacking off and sleeping at his desk during work hours. What kind of conduct is that? More importantly, today is her first day on the job. This guy didn't give her any face at all. The cameras were right in front of her. The entire internet is watching. What was she supposed to do? If she hadn't fired him, wouldn't she have become the laughingstock of the whole internet? Above all, she is a graduate of Tiffany Business School. She values company culture above everything else and doesn't tolerate any slackers. This is exactly the kind of thing she hates most. Thinking this, Su Qingcheng furrowed her brows. She said, even if it was him, so what? It's work hours right now. He was the one sleeping in the office. What kind of behavior is that? If I catch him doing it again, I would still fire him without a second thought. That is the bottom line here at AJ. Hearing Su Qingcheng's firm declaration, the live chat exploded. Holy crap, typical AJ heiress. Talk about being tough. Alright, bottom line, is it? Big sister, you're way too intense. You better keep that same energy. Don't back down now. So fierce. A newborn calf isn't afraid of the tiger, huh? I wonder what the chairman thinks about this. That's the AJ heiress for you. Fired the soul of the company on her first day. This is going to be good. Guys, I'll bet the headlines tomorrow are going to be legendary. The whole internet will be talking about AJ Group. She's trending. This CEO is officially a viral sensation. The chat was buzzing, but the faces of everyone in the R&D center looked terrible. The new CEO didn't know who Dean Zhao was, which was a bad enough blunder. But to say something like that on camera? Was she trying to ruin her own career? Thinking this, Teacher Lu looked up and asked, Ms. Su, do you even know what we do here every day? When Su Qingcheng heard him bring up business matters, he quickly straightened his face and said, we're working on a new technology. I've heard you're developing the latest titanium alloy technology. Professor Lu frowned and corrected him. To be precise, it should be aerospace grade. Specialized titanium alloy technology. This stuff can withstand extreme heat and bitter cold. It won't even freeze in temperatures dozens of degrees below zero. If this new tech is successfully developed, it will take our new energy vehicles to a whole new level. Hiss. Hearing Professor Lu's words, everyone present gasped in disbelief. Developing new tech, tackling breakthroughs. Su Qingcheng had no idea just how much this news would shock the automotive industry once it got out. Other car companies were straining every muscle to develop integrated die casting technology, while AJ New Energy was already pushing toward aerospace-grade titanium alloys. How were they supposed to compete? However, because of Su Qingcheng's actions, other car companies were feeling a mix of joy and concern. The concern was that the AJ Group had developed yet another new technology that would snatch away their remaining market share. The joy was that the director of the research institute, who controlled this technology, had been fired. With no one left to lead the R&D, this was truly a huge favor done for the other car companies. Hearing what Professor Lu had to say, Su Qingcheng sighed. Her tone softened, but he still shouldn't be sleeping on the job. Think about how bad that looks. Professor Lu shook his head and said, Ms. Su, you don't understand. Director Zhao had been pulling all-nighters with us for days. We finally cleared the last major hurdle and were just waiting for the morning meeting to discuss it. And then, just like that, you fired him. He continued, for this research, we've barely slept or eaten. It was actually our suggestion for Director Zhao to rest at his workstation this morning, since the machines in the lab are too loud to get any decent sleep. As soon as he finished speaking, everyone looked at each other, all wearing expressions of utter disbelief. Good grief, a professional benchmark, a key soul of the company. Just like that, fired. She really did manage to cut the artery while trying to trim the fat. Ms. Su, don't cry about it later. The man worked his tail off developing new tech, got exhausted, rested his head on the desk for a moment, and was fired by you while he was half asleep. Do you have any humanity left? Su Qingcheng stood there, thinking for a moment, then looked up and asked, Professor Lu, do you have Director Zhao's number? Professor Lu gave a bitter laugh and shook his head. With all due respect, Ms. Su, I already tried calling Director Zhao, but his phone is turned off. He's probably already home sleeping. Su Qingcheng replied in a nonchalant tone. That moment, she wasn't thinking about how to bring Director Zhao back. Instead, she was worried about whether this would delay their work. Thinking of this, she turned to Professor Lu. In that case, let him get some rest. We'll just have to finish the remaining work ourselves. Hearing Su Qingcheng say this, Professor Lu was completely stunned. He casually tore the ID badge off his neck and slapped it into Su Qingcheng's hand. Ms. Su, I can't do this job anymore. Find someone else for your high-end needs. Having said that, he turned and walked away without looking back. Breakthroughs in high-end technology aren't easily achieved. AJ New Energy's ability to produce so much advanced tech was entirely thanks to your leadership of the R&D team. At least half of the patents in the entire AJ Research Institute are under your name. As for the technical consultants at the institute, they were merely assisting you. They never grasped the core technology. You could say it that way. If you weren't here, no one would be able to handle this new technology. Hey, Mr. Lu, don't go. Su Qingcheng watched as Mr. Lu walked away. She really wanted to chase after him, but she stopped herself. After all, she was the new CEO and there were cameras following her. She couldn't just lose face like that. What should we do now, CEO Su? The host standing nearby asked with a bitter smile. Can we still tour the AJ Research Institute? Su Qingcheng let out a long sigh. A look of defiance flashed in her eyes as she thought to herself. He's just a young institute director. Why is everyone so upset he got fired? The whole AJ Research Institute is acting hostile toward me. This won't do. The worst thing for a company is for employees to form cliques. Without Director Zhao, is the earth going to stop spinning? I refuse to believe that. If there's no Director Zhao, we can just find a Director Zhang or a Director Li. Thinking this, Su Qingcheng sighed, forced a smile, and said, Forget it, let's head to the other departments first. Once things are settled here, we'll come back another time. The next morning, the trending topics online were all about the AJ group. Su Qingcheng was still asleep when she was woken up by a phone call. Hello, Dad? Su Qingcheng opened her eyes, still groggy. Are you and Mom already in Australia? Just have a good time out there, leave the company to me. Have a good time, my foot. How could you fire Zhao Ran? Su Qingcheng, bewildered by the sudden scolding, woke up instantly. He was sleeping at his desk yesterday and eating food there too. Those are strictly prohibited by company rules. The elder chairman Su roared angrily. Then why didn't you fire me too? I've slept at my desk before. And I've eaten in the office, too. Then, he added meaningfully. Qingcheng, do you know why I let you come to the company? It's for the experience. Having an MBA from a business school is useless. Managing a company requires practical experience. Upon hearing this, Su Qingcheng felt wronged. Oh, come on, Dad. I know, it's just one employee. From yesterday until now, everyone has been coming after me. If it's such a big deal, I'll just hire someone else. The elder chairman Su exploded. Do you have any idea how much effort it took me to poach Zhao Ran for our company? Do you know how many eyes out there are on him right now? Whether it's our competitors in new energy vehicles, or traditional gas-powered car companies. They all want to poach him. Qingcheng, you've made a huge mistake. Get him back here immediately, or your time as CEO is over. He then added in an unquestionable tone, AJ is a group. There are other board members. Even though you are the chairman's daughter, if you do something detrimental to the company, you can imagine how those board members will react. They won't agree to let such a reckless woman serve as the company's CEO. Hearing this, Su Qingcheng felt aggrieved. Alright, I understand. It's just one employee. How did you even find out about this all the way from the other side of the ocean? Don't give me that. Open your phone and look for yourself. You think I'm the only one who knows? The whole world knows. The next second, Su Qingcheng was stunned. The elder chairman continued to lecture her. How many times do I have to tell you? I told you not to go on that variety show. You just wouldn't listen. And now look at the mess we're in. Every little thing is all over the news now. Su Qingcheng felt a fresh wave of grievance. I was just trying to boost the sales of our new energy vehicles. You know how popular that show is. Could have brought so much attention to our cars. Hearing Su Qingcheng say this, Chairman Su's tone softened a bit. Fine, just deal with it quickly. Don't let me down. He knew in his heart that everything his daughter did was for the sake of the company, aside from firing you, of course. Now that the situation had blown up across the entire internet, Su Qingcheng quickly pulled out her phone to check. She was stunned the moment she saw it. The whole internet was flooded with news about the AJ Group and you. AJ's female CEO fires head of research. What does the future hold for AJ New Energy? 3 new energy vehicle companies thank AJ Group. AJ's lead researcher fired. Talent snatched up by everyone. The company cut its own lifeblood. AJ New Energy loses its soul. Can the Su Group salvage the situation? CEO's layoff scandal sparks massive debate, trending at #1 nationwide. Breaking news. 10 famous car manufacturers send simultaneous invitations, inviting the former head of AJ Research to join them. 1-minute summary of the love-hate relationship between the AJ CEO and lead researcher Zhao Ran. The first few headlines were one thing, but that last one made Su Qingcheng lose her cool. A love-hate relationship? The netizens nowadays are way too nosy. They only met for the first time yesterday. There's no love-hate anything. If you give these writers even a tiny hint of romance, they can turn anything into a love story. I have to say, participating in that hit variety show has both pros and cons. While it could give AJ new energy huge exposure, it also amplifies every single flaw infinitely. Take what happened yesterday, for example. She only fired an employee on a whim, never expecting it to cause such a massive uproar. Even if he was the head of AJ's research department, isn't this getting a bit out of hand? Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng immediately picked up her phone and dialed her assistant's number. She asked her assistant to look up your number. Since the show's production crew wasn't around, she had plenty of time to communicate with you. A little while later, the assistant sent a number over. I'm sorry, the number you have dialed is switched off. Su Qingcheng was just considering how to approach the employee she had fired when she heard the automated switch-off prompt. Still off? Zhao Ran, what exactly are you doing? Does this guy really plan on jumping ship? The company has a non-compete agreement with you. You can't possibly go to another firm for several years. But, thinking of those 4 words, non-compete agreement, Su Qingcheng suddenly realized a problem. She was the one who fired him. It wasn't him quitting on his own. Why would he abide by a non-compete agreement? It was as if she had personally taken the soul of AJ New Energy and pushed him straight to the competition. If other car companies managed to reach a deal with you before they did, then their AJ New Energy overseas expansion plan would be ruined. Realizing this, Su Qingcheng couldn't afford to waste any time. She hurried to freshen up, grabbed her coat, and rushed out. Since the phone wasn't going through, she would just have to pay a visit in person. No matter what, she had to bring this person back. Following the address provided by her assistant, Su Qingcheng sped off in her Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Just as Su Qingcheng was searching for the house number, she suddenly heard a familiar voice ahead. 1 crepe, extra egg, please. Su Qingcheng spotted your figure. I quickly hurried over. Hey, Zhao Ran, you were standing in front of a crepe stand when you saw Su Qingcheng. You were stunned for a moment, but then it hit you. Ms. Su, did the chairman send you? Su Qingcheng shook her head, feeling a bit awkward. And no, not at all. I just wanted to talk to you about what happened yesterday. You chuckled at that. Already finished my resignation paperwork. The HR department works incredibly fast. As soon as Ms. Su gave the order, they processed everything for me right away. Su Qingcheng froze, a look of pure innocence on her face. Zhao Ran, you know, that wasn't my intention. I had no idea you were the director of the research institute. Since you weren't interested in picking up where she left off, you just pointed at the crepe stand and asked, have you had breakfast yet? On one? I'm not hungry. Su Qingcheng brushed some hair behind her ear, ready to say she never ate at roadside stands. When her stomach let out an incooperative growl, you shrugged and said to the owner of the crepe stand, boss, make 1 more. Su Qingcheng faced the stand, not knowing what to say, and just stood there stiffly. You grabbed the fresh crepe, then headed to a nearby stall to buy 2 cups of soy milk. Then you waved at Su Qingcheng. Come on, let's talk inside. After a short walk, the 2 of you arrived at your place. You lived in a simple, modest home. The interior wasn't exactly luxurious, but it had a cozy, welcoming feel. Various trophies and medals were displayed everywhere, and the ones that wouldn't fit were just piled up on the floor. You really are the director of the AJ Research Institute? Su Qingcheng took it all in, looking absolutely incredulous. What, do I not look the part? What did you think the director would be like? At the very least, an old scholar. If not with a long beard, then at least 50 or 60 years old, wearing thick glasses. You're thinking of a mental institution. We're a new energy technology research institute, not a geography department that relies on age and seniority. Su Qingcheng asked out of curiosity. Then, being so young, how did you become an honorary professor at Lonqi University? Like you said, it's just an honorary title, nothing more than a name. I won a few awards and registered some patents, and the university thought it would boost their reputation. So they invited me to be an honorary professor. That's all. About yesterday. If you don't eat your crepe, it's going to get cold. Cold? You're worried about the crepe getting cold? Su Qingcheng gave a bitter smile, thinking to herself, if you don't come back, my position as CEO might be the one going cold. She added, I fired you in front of so many people yesterday. Aren't you angry? Why are you still buying me breakfast? You smiled faintly. Angry? I'm not angry. If anything, I should be thanking you. Su Qingcheng looked completely confused. Why? You pulled out your phone and showed her the email in your inbox. Take a look. Just because you fired me yesterday, I've received job offers from 10 different car companies today. You name the terms, they've offered them. They're begging me to join their teams. You paused for a moment. Should I really be thanking you for this? Su Qingcheng stared at the stack of job offers, her pretty face turning green with envy and regret. She had essentially pushed the head of her own research institute right into the arms of her competitors. Look, what happened yesterday was actually a misunderstanding. I just didn't have the full picture of the company. You looked at her, completely indifferent. I've already been fired. The termination notice was signed by your own hand. That's when it hit Su Qingcheng. Yesterday, she had been so angry that she'd signed those papers without a second thought. Now, looking back, she was filled with regret. If she hadn't signed that, you wouldn't technically be fired. A second later, something clicked in her mind. Wait, you're the director of the AJ Research Institute, right? There's no way you don't have shares in the company. As long as you have shares. Then as the new president, I wouldn't have the authority to fire you alone. It would take a board vote. Just as Su Qingcheng clung to that last shred of hope. You spoke up, sorry to disappoint, but I actually don't have any shares. I just get a cut of the patent royalties and R&D fees every year. What? How could you? This time, Su Qingcheng was completely speechless. She never imagined that someone as legendary as you in the new energy vehicle industry wouldn't even hold a single share at AJ. Su Qingcheng set down her Hermes bag. Director Zhao Ran. I'm here to apologize today, not to watch you play video games. Can you just give me a straight answer? Are you coming back to the company or not? That tone actually made you laugh. Is that how you apologize to someone? It sounds like I owe you something, President Su. Su Qingcheng's chest rose and fell sharply. And you tell me, how should I apologize? You gave your phone a little shake. Do you know how to play Honor of Kings? Let's play a round. We'll talk after that. Su Qingcheng curled her lip. How could I possibly play games with you? That's just wasting time and losing focus. I really don't get you. How on earth did you get all those awards and patents? A second ago, she was still resisting with all her might. But the next second, she asked, what equipment should I get for Sun Shangshang? You saw her rubbing the screen, her brows furrowed. Why did a monkey king pop out of the bush next door? Oh my god, you scared me. By the end of the round, Su Qingcheng finished with a score of 0 kills and 10 deaths. She wiped the sweat from her forehead, put down her phone, and stared at you. Can we talk now? You know why I made you play this game with me? Su Qingcheng shook her head. No idea? Because you need to fix that high and mighty attitude of yours. When Chairman Su first asked me to join AJ, the effort he put in was no less than Liu Bei visiting the thatched cottage 3 times. It was his sincerity that moved me. You paused again. But you fired me yesterday, live on air, right in front of the entire production crew. Did you think I, Zhao Ran, have no pride? Su Qingcheng was stunned. It was true. She really hadn't thought it through. She had severely underestimated your reputation in the industry. If she had known you were the director of the research institute, she wouldn't have dared to fire you so casually, not even if you gave her 10 times the guts. So, what do you suggest, Zhao Ran? I've already shown enough sincerity, haven't I? I even came here in person to invite you, and I even ate your janbing guozi. Eating my janbing guozi was me doing you a favor, you think? You haven't even paid for it yet. That's not it at all. It's just that I rarely eat that kind of food. Any misunderstanding between us is our own business. But the outside world doesn't know that. What you're doing is going to ruin my reputation. If you want me to come back, you have to sincerely apologize to me in front of the production crew. Otherwise, I'll have to start looking through the invitation letters from other new energy car companies. Aren't you just slapping me in the face? I went on that show. It was to get more exposure for our brand, not for you to use it to slap me in the face. Hearing this, you let out a light laugh. Then please, feel free to head back. Ms. Su, President Su, your Sun Shangshang gameplay is truly abysmal. 0 kills, 10 deaths. I could play better than that with my feet. HMPH, I could do better playing with my shoes. As you said that, Su Qingcheng took off one of her high heels and hurled it at you in a fit of rage. Then, she grabbed her bag from the side and, wearing only one high heel, she hobbled away outside, shouting as she went, Zhao Ran, I don't believe it. The earth will keep spinning without you. AJ Research Institute will keep running just fine without you, too. Don't believe me? Let's just wait and see. Fine, I'll be waiting. Watching Su Qingcheng's retreating figure, a faint smile appeared on your lips. Su Qingcheng has no idea what she's actually about to face. The day she truly understands, perhaps she'll finally know what regret feels like. After Su Qingcheng had walked far away, you took out your laptop and began researching the new technology you'd cracked yesterday. Ever since you got the blueprints for the aerospace-grade super titanium alloy, the entire project team had spent a full half-month before finally breaking through that technical barrier. After 3 days of non-stop testing, you had finally figured out how to manufacture this super alloy. Originally, after yesterday's morning meeting at the company, you were planning to hold a technical press conference to announce this latest research achievement. But looking at things now, that's going to have to be pushed back a little. You have to deal with this new female president first. The internet is currently filled with discussions about the two of you. Someone has to admit defeat first. Returning to AJ Group, Su Qingcheng sat in her chair, fuming. Her assistant, Lin Xiaoli, asked with a look of curiosity. President Su, did you not find Director Zhao? Su Qingcheng picked up her cup and took a sip of water. then said with an expressionless face, "I found him." Hearing this, Lin Xiaoli was stunned. "You found him? Then why didn't he come back to the company with you? You couldn't convince him? Did the negotiation fall through? This guy actually wants me to apologize to him in front of the whole internet. Why on earth would I do that?" Lin Xiaoli let out a bitter laugh and tried to persuade her. "President Su, just agree to it. Director Zhao is the backbone of our AJ New Energy. If he isn't here, I'm afraid even the factory won't be able to run properly." Hearing this, Su Qingcheng frowned deeply. "What, the company can't even run without him?" "It's true, we really can't. He was personally invited by the old chairman Su. He is extremely important to our company. Without him, the entire technical R&D center wouldn't be able to function at all." The next second, Su Qingcheng was shaking with anger. "Nonsense, I don't believe that. He's just an employee. Our AJ group will keep running just fine regardless of who leaves." Then, Su Qingcheng suddenly remembered something. "Xiaoli, why didn't you tell me earlier that the head of our technical research institute is such a young guy?" Lin Xiaoli was stunned by this groundless accusation. It took her a good while before she replied, trembling. "But Boss Su, you never asked me about it. And didn't I tell you? I told you to go over all the important matters of the group with me." "I did say that. I just assumed that someone like Dean Zhao, such a top-tier technical talent, would be someone you'd already be paying attention to. How was I supposed to?" "Alright, that's enough. Just get out for now. Send the production crew in to see me." Upon hearing this, Lin Xiaoli nodded and hurried out, feeling as if a huge weight had been lifted off her shoulders. Left alone, Su Qingcheng sat in her chair, looking frustrated. "Zhao Ran, I refuse to believe it," she muttered. "With so much talent in this country, there has to be someone who can replace you." Just as Su Qingcheng was sitting there deep in thought, a knock suddenly came at the door. "Boss Su, may we come in?" The production crew's voice came from outside. Su Qingcheng quickly composed herself and fixed her appearance before responding. "Come in." As the door was pushed open, the host and the cameraman poured in. The host stepped forward boldly. "Boss Su, the cameras aren't rolling right now. We're not live yet. If you have any requests, you can let us know in advance." Su Qingcheng looked at the curvaceous host in front of her and shook her head. "Dongqing, honestly, I'm starting to regret this. Boss Su, we're very sorry about what happened yesterday. We really didn't know who that person was. If we had," the cameraman shifted the lens away. "Forget it. I can't blame you for this. It's my own fault. I should have taken the time to understand the company better before making any decisions." Dongqing nodded upon hearing this and tried to offer some comfort from the side. "But every cloud has a silver lining," she said, pulling out her phone. Pointing to the live stream backend data, she added, "Boss Su, look. Yesterday's viewership ratings reached the highest point since we started airing. The total number of views across the entire web has already topped 100 million. 100 million. Hearing this number, Su Qingcheng felt an even worse headache coming on. "I don't want to hear about that. I want to know if we can minimize the impact of this incident." Dongqing was stunned. "This Boss Su, what are we supposed to do? The show is being streamed across the entire web. Everyone already knows. How could there possibly be any room to fix this?" Su Qingcheng pondered for a moment and said, "Here's what we'll do. From now on, let's shift the audience's focus to our production lines. We need to promote our company's new energy vehicle." Dongqing thought for a moment and nodded. "Right, Boss Su, we'll film whatever you want us to film." Su Qingcheng waved her hand. "Good, go get yourselves ready. We'll be heading to the AJ production line soon. Make sure absolutely nothing goes wrong when we get there." Dongqing and the rest of the crew nodded and quickly turned to head outside. Just then, Lin Xiaoli ran back in. "Boss Su, the company's stock price has plummeted following yesterday's fallout. The board of directors is already calling to hold you accountable. Do you want to take the call?" Su Qingcheng's face turned ashen. "Don't, you handle them for now. I'll do my best to recover the losses." Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng unlocked her phone. She began searching for high-tech talent capable of working alongside you, but after a quick search, she realized something. She didn't have your resume on hand, so she looked at her assistant. "Xiaoli, pull up Zhao Ran's resume for me." "His resume, Ms. Su, the HR department doesn't have a file for Dean Zhao. He was personally invited by the old chairman Su. If you need to look him up, you'll have to check online." Hearing this, Su Qingcheng frowned slightly. "Online? Me, a CEO, having to search online to check a dean's resume?" Although she was deeply annoyed, she had no other choice, so she opened her phone. She started searching in silence. She was stunned the moment the results popped up. She was instantly dumbfounded. Su Qingcheng suddenly realized that this young man she had fired was actually the most famous child prodigy from Lonqi University. At 15, he had already secured 10 national patents, and in that same year, he won the top scholarships from both Lonqi University and California University, sweeping every single award available at school. No wonder his place was full of trophies and medals. Turns out he was that incredible. Just as Su Qingcheng was full of curiosity, she suddenly heard Lin Xiaoli shout from the side. Ms. Su, Dean Zhao is live streaming. What? After looking at the phone, the shock in her heart finally eased up a little. It turned out you didn't start the live stream yourself. The media was interviewing you. In the live stream, the host was asking questions carefully. Dean Zhao, I heard you are personally funding 6 different technology research centers. Is that true? Hearing this, you nodded. Yes, it's true. Knowledge has no limits. When the youth are strong, the country is strong. The high-end technology we possess should be second to none compared to other nations. If I may be so bold to ask, the host continued, as everyone knows, the research funding for these institutes is massive. How much do you spend annually to fund these 6 research centers? You replied with a calm expression. About 60 million. For 6 research centers. Each one costs about 10 million a year. Hearing this number, the host couldn't help but gasp, looking at you with pure admiration. On behalf of the students at these research centers, I want to thank you for your years of support and help. He paused for a moment. We all know, over these years, many of the students you've helped have become elites in their respective fields. If one day, they all wanted to follow you, would you accept them? Hearing this, you were taken aback. Follow me? Why would they follow me? Isn't it great that they are shining in their own respective industries? Besides, I don't have the capacity to take on that many followers. The reason you funded the 6 research centers was actually because you had your own needs, not because you were selfless or great. Ever since you activated the technology tree in your brain, you have needed a massive amount of research contribution points to constantly nourish this tree. Under your irrigation, this tree would bloom and bear fruit, producing all sorts of top-tier, state-of-the-art technologies. For example, things like heat-resistant and cold-resistant, aerospace-grade special titanium alloys, or nanometallic paint that even radars can't detect. These are all fruits of the technology tree, and you simply needed to earn those research contribution points through the centers. And you can exchange them for these high-end, cutting-edge blueprints. At first, you thought you had to rely on yourself to earn those R&D contribution points. But ever since you realized that any project you participate in generates contribution points, things have been snowballing out of control. You started by funding quite a few university tech labs, and later, you established 6 research centers of your own, focusing on cultivating hidden talents to produce top-tier experts for the country. Over these years, although supporting newcomers cost you a pretty penny, the returns have been immense. Various advanced technologies on your tech tree have all matured, and whenever you need them, you can just pick them at will. Take the aerospace-grade titanium alloy that was just perfected a few days ago. That is a massive breakthrough. This new development is a perfect match for aviation tech. Once it's applied in the aerospace field, it will skyrocket in popularity. If it's used in the automotive industry later, the demand for it would be unimaginable. It would be miles ahead of the competition. At this moment, the host continues to ask, Dean Zhao, the following I'm talking about isn't what you think. She then smiles and hands an invitation to you. This is an invitation for you to co-found a venture, sent by Wang Peng, the founder of Hongdu Tech. He then softens his tone. President Lin said, as long as you're willing, they are ready to put up $10 billion in startup capital to launch a brand new energy car company with you. And those top-tier talents you've sponsored have also expressed their desire, saying they're willing to follow you and help you build something great. What, 10 billion? Hearing the number mentioned by the host, Su Qingcheng is instantly stunned. That is not a small sum. There are very few companies that would dare to drop 10 billion to launch a new car company. However, the name Wang Peng makes Su Qingcheng feel like she can't even question it. Hongdu Tech, founded by Wang Peng, is a Fortune Global 500 company. Forget about 10 billion. Even if someone asked for 20 billion, they could handle it without breaking a sweat. The only thing Su Qingcheng can't believe is, why exactly is it you? You were just an employee she wrongly fired. How could you possibly receive an olive branch from someone like Wang Peng? Do you really have that much influence? Could it be that she really needs to swallow her pride and bow down to Zhao Ran? Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng takes a deep breath and silently comforts herself in her heart. Don't believe it. This must be a play directed and acted by Zhao Ran himself, just to provoke me. He wants me to apologize to him in front of the whole internet. Do you think this lady will fall for it? Absolutely not. Just as Su Qingcheng is secretly comforting herself, Lin Xiaoli next to her suddenly speaks up. Wow, President Su. No wonder Dean Zhao never drives luxury cars, despite his high status in the company. And never lives a lavish life. So, it turns out he's actually funding 6 research centers. He is just too amazing. No wonder so many girls in our company are secretly in love with him. Seeing her standing there like a love-struck fan, a flash of impatience crosses Su Qingcheng's eyes. What? Why is everyone singing his praises? Are you all going against me? But Lin Xiaoli's words do help her understand one thing. It turns out you've been shelling out 60 million every year to fund 6 research centers. But why would you do that? The more Su Qingcheng thinks about it, the angrier she gets. She turns her head and stops watching the live stream on her phone. Forget it, I'm done watching. It's all just a show he's putting on himself. Is the production crew ready? If he's broadcasting, we are too. We're going to the assembly line to live stream. Lin Xiaoli was stunned when she heard that. Putting on a show? President Su, aren't you just fooling yourself? Even though that's what she was thinking, Lin Xiaoli still obediently turned off the stream. She turned around to find the production crew. President Su was really pushing her weight around as the new boss. It's only been 2 days, and she's already determined to make a big splash on the assembly line. She's trying to single-handedly save the AJ building from collapsing. Led by her assistant, Lin Xiaoli, the attack, president. Production crew and Su Qingcheng marched imposingly toward workshop number 2. Having learned from yesterday's disaster, Su Qingcheng had cleared things with the workshop in advance this time to make sure the stream went smoothly. Welcome, President Su and the crew, to take a look around. Liang Hong, the manager of workshop number 2, saw Su Qingcheng and rushed out to greet them. After all, Su Qingcheng is Chairman Su's daughter, so they still had to show her some respect. Even though everyone was pretty annoyed with the new female CEO after yesterday's embarrassing mess, they couldn't show it on their faces. Su Qingcheng saw Liang Hong, nodded with satisfaction, and spoke into the camera. I know you're all curious about the AJ production floor. Today, I'm going to take you all on a tour. With that, she strode forward with a confident step. On both sides of the aisle in workshop number 2, employees stood in 2 rows, greeting Su Qingcheng one after another. They really gave her plenty of face. It was a completely different story from the research center yesterday. Seeing this scene, Su Qingcheng finally felt a bit better. It seems that even when you're live streaming, you can't just keep it too real. You still have to play the social game. If she had just given them a heads up yesterday, that whole internet-breaking disaster never would have happened. Hello, President Su. The engineers flashed fake smiles as they greeted her. Workshop number 2 was a fully automated facility. It covered a massive area, but there weren't many employees on the floor. Most of them were high-end technical experts. Modern new energy vehicles are almost entirely built by smart systems, and even the production platforms are almost fully automated. Everything is operated and assembled by robotic arms. But, to Su Qingcheng's surprise, the engineers seemed awfully idle today, and the workshop was incredibly quiet. Shop floor, which usually ran day and night, was now dead silent. Even the robotic arms had stopped working. Su Qingcheng glanced inside, her expression changed, and she turned to look at Liang Hong. Manager Liang, why has the workshop stopped? Do you have any idea how many new cars we have to deliver this month? Liang Hong scratched his head awkwardly. Well, you see, President Su, it's not that we want to stop, it's just that the machines can't run. Su Qingcheng looked confused. Why, aren't you in charge of workshop number 2? Why can't they run? Liang Hong gave a bitter laugh. President Su, this entire production line was built personally by Director Zhao. The electronic interfaces in the robotic arms are all covered by Director Zhao's production patents. Without his authorization, no one in this workshop dares to start them up. Hearing those words, Su Qingcheng froze. A patent? Didn't we buy his patents? And it's called a lease. The machinery in the workshop runs on authorization from Dean Zhao's computer. Furthermore, the Xuanwu structure of the vehicle frame and the car paint are all under Dean Zhao's patents. Now that he's been laid off, without his authorization certificate, our entire production line can't start. Su Qingcheng narrowed her eyes and pondered for a moment. Nonsense. The contract clearly states that even if Dean Zhao leaves, we can still continue to use his patents. It just means the usage fees will go up. Hearing Su Qingcheng's words, Liang Hong, standing nearby, nodded repeatedly. Yes, Ms. Su is absolutely right. It's just that you'll have to go talk to Dean Zhao yourself and get his authorization password sooner rather than later. Without that password, our production line simply won't run properly. Then, looking somewhat reluctant, Su Qingcheng took out her phone, ready to call you. Fine, I'll handle this. But just then, she suddenly remembered that you were currently in the middle of an interview, and your phone was probably still switched off. No wonder that guy acted so fearless. So that's it. You knew I'd eventually have to come back to you. Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng turned back to look at the engineers behind her and noticed that their eyes, to some extent, all held a hint of dissatisfaction. It was obvious that regarding your firing, they were on your side, even if I can't say it for the entire AJ group. I'm sure every single employee on the AJ New Energy line isn't on her side. Usually, workshop production was always managed by Dean Zhao. Whether it was researching the vehicle's architecture, or developing that radar-evading paint, you led the project team to finish it all. You could say that without Dean Zhao, there would be no AJ New Energy today. A high achiever like that, she fired him just like that. How is that supposed to make the other employees feel? If you dare fire Dean Zhao, who has made such massive contributions to the AJ group, what about us? One day, when you're unhappy with us regular engineers, will you just fire us all too? So, you can imagine the impact of this move. The host, Dong Qing, seeing this, quickly whispered a reminder. Ms. Su, we've already started recording. If the second workshop isn't ready, how about we check out a different one? At this moment, a huge wave of viewers flooded the livestream. AJ's production line has stopped. Has the backlash of firing their core asset already begun? Looking at Ms. Su, it seems like she doesn't intend to invite Dean Zhao back at all. Is she still trying to deliver the cars on time? Damn it, I already placed an order. I'm supposed to pick up my car at the end of the month. I hope this doesn't affect my delivery date. Hey guys, let me tell you something. After Zhao Ran was fired, the AJ group can't legally use any of his patents anymore. Unless they get reauthorized by him. Look at the way Ms. Su is stressing out, hair pulling and all. To be honest, I still like her when she's that arrogant and rebellious. Really, Ms. Su, please, don't ever change. Right now, the other new energy companies are busy custom ordering a banner for you. Thanking you for firing that young genius. At this point, Su Qingcheng furrowed her brows, stood there thinking for a while, and said, how about we head to the sales department first? I'll take everyone to see our latest model. Dong Qing nodded, and said to the camera, friends, do you see this magnificent workshop? Your beloved cars all come from here. But since Ms. Su is kind enough to let us tour their latest showroom, let's head over to the AJ New Energy showroom first. Maybe we'll catch a glimpse of the latest models. Saying this, the group followed closely behind Su Qingcheng. As everyone headed toward the showroom, Su Qingcheng climbed into her exclusive company car. She immediately pulled out her phone and dialed her father, the old chairman Su. Even though things fell through with you, she still had her father to lean on. At worst, she could have him smooth things over. Sorry, number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Hearing those words, Su Qingcheng was instantly stunned. How could even her father's phone be unreachable? Though she was feeling uneasy, she decided to try calling your number one more time. This time, the call finally went through. Hello, this is Su Qingcheng. Can we talk, Mr. Zhao? Talk about what? Looking to take back your high heels? I'm not talking about that. I went to the workshop today. Liang Hong said the production line is filled with your patents. I want to get your authorization. You offered a faint smile. Ms. Su, I'm glad you called me, Su Zong. But I really don't like the tone you're using. You paused for a moment before adding, don't forget, you're the one asking me for a business deal, not the other way around. Hearing this, Su Qingcheng was fuming, but she didn't dare lash out. Alright, I'll change. She immediately softened her tone. I'm sorry, Director Zhao. I was too impulsive just now. You know how it is. The company has so many orders. The workshop can't stop working, or we won't be able to deliver to our clients by the end of the month. I understand what you're saying. But don't forget, I've already been laid off, so I'm being very sincere in negotiating the licensing fee with you. We can increase the offer. Ms. Su, I won't lie to you. At least 10 other car companies have called me today, all wanting to license my patents. Then, with a playful smile, you asked her, tell me, why should I give the exclusive license to you? Su Qingcheng anxiously pleaded, because you're the director of the AJ Research Institute. Zhao Ran, our entire production line is built on your patents. You can't be this irresponsible and ignore professional ethics. You laughed and replied, oh, you're talking to me about professional ethics? You're the one who fired me, and now you want to talk about ethics? Su Qingcheng felt instantly guilty. That was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? I don't think so. That layoff notice, you signed it yourself. I believe you already knew who I was back then. Hearing this, Su Qingcheng started to panic. You, Zhao Ran, were live streaming at the time, in front of the whole internet. You want me to slap my own face in front of everyone? You know that wasn't my intention. I didn't know you were the director back then. However, when she signed that paper, she actually already knew your true identity, but out of sheer pride. As a newly appointed female CEO, how could she admit she had made a mistake? So, she decided to stick to her guns, only to underestimate the fallout of that mistake. Then, you asked her thoughtfully, did you really not know I was the director of the institute? Su Qingcheng fell silent. I knew, but I had to pretend I didn't because I'm the company's CEO. I couldn't afford to lose face for the company. So, you're saying it's okay for you to lose face for me? Do you have any idea that I'm the director of the research institute? I'm an honorary professor at Lonqi University. If you fire me, you're also losing face for the AJ group. You paused for a moment and added, don't worry, these patents were completed at the AJ Research Institute. I will grant you the relevant patent licenses, but you'll have to pay double the royalty fees. After you said that, you hung up. Hearing those words, Su Qingcheng felt a complex mix of emotions. The most critical thing was, for all these years, you were the first person who actually dared to hang up on her. What's so special about him? Isn't he just a minor director? What is there to be so arrogant about? Even if you are talented, can you really be better than the titans of the industry? I refuse to believe I can't poach someone even more capable than you. Anyway, I've spent so many years abroad. I might as well bring in a high-tech expert from overseas to take your place. So what if you're a young prodigy? So what if you're an honorary professor? Can you really compare to a true, veteran professor? One day, I will invite a senior professor from the University of California to replace you. Seeing her lost in thought, Lin Xiaoli gently called out, Ms. Su. Is something wrong? Su Qingcheng looked up at her. Lin Xiaoli pointed to the news on her phone and said, Director Zhao seems to be meeting with Wang Peng from Red Bean Tech. Hearing this, Su Qingcheng hurriedly leaned over to take a look. Sure enough, the picture showed you shaking hands with Wang Peng, both of you wearing pleasant smiles. What a traitor, Su Qingcheng muttered under her breath. He just left our company and turned right around to jump into someone else's arms. A shameless traitor. Lin Xiaoli was stunned for a moment. Miss Su, didn't you fire him first? Hearing this, Su Qingcheng's eyes widened. Oh, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, Director Zhao isn't a traitor. He left the company following the proper procedures. It's completely normal for him to be in touch with other investors. Xiaoli, what do you mean by that? Don't tell me you have a crush on him? Oh, Ms. Su, I don't. Lin Xiaoli's pretty face turned beet red instantly, and she lowered her head. How could I ever be good enough for someone like Director Zhao? What kind of judgment is that? It's just 10 billion, right? I refuse to believe Wang Peng is actually going to invest those 10 billion in him. Seeing her expression, Lin Xiaoli secretly stuck out her tongue and whispered to herself, barely audible as a mosquito's buzz. Even if I did have a crush on him, he wouldn't be interested in me anyway. I'm not like you, with a father who's the chairman, and being a female CEO yourself. Before getting out of the car, Su Qingcheng, still uneasy, took out her phone to check again. Sure enough, the #1 trending topic was about you. Former AJ Research Institute director currently in meetings with Wang Peng of Red Bean Tech. Can these two giants forge a partnership? Red Bean Tech founder Wang Peng joins hands with Longjing Auto, a $10 billion investment in the former AJ Research Institute director. The landscape of domestic new energy is shifting. Will the moves made by AJ heiress Su Qingcheng change the trajectory of the new energy vehicle industry? Su Qingcheng wasn't surprised by the first two headlines, because she had already seen the photo of you and Wang Peng shaking hands. But this third trending topic left her somewhere between laughing and crying. Why is my name everywhere? If these trending topics are seen by my father, or the members of the group's board of directors, it's bound to cause trouble again. Seeing the words 10 billion, Su Qingcheng could only feel her temples throbbing. Is he really worth a $10 billion investment? He is indeed a young genius, and he's loaded with awards and patents everywhere. But if I apologize to you in front of the entire internet, can I really agree to that? I, Su Qingcheng, am a person of status and reputation. My father is the chairman of the AJ Group. And I am the newly appointed CEO. If I apologize to you like this, where would I put my face? The more Su Qingcheng thought about it, the more conflicted she became. Just as she was struggling with these internal thoughts, she suddenly heard Lin Xiaoli shout from the side. CEO Su, we're here. Su Qingcheng then looked up. She saw the AJ New Energy showroom right in front of her. This showroom is massive. It features a minimalist design, filled with all kinds of vehicles. It looks truly breathtaking at a glance. Wow, such a huge showroom. Host Dong Qing and the production crew were also stunned by the scale of the showroom. No wonder investors from all over the world are willing to invest in AJ. Turns out, AJ had been hiding such a massive exhibition center. When the investors saw those advanced production workshops, this dazzling showroom, how could they not be mesmerized? Immediately, Dong Qing picked up the microphone. Friends, this is breathtaking. I've visited countless companies and attended so many events, but this is the first time I've seen such a magnificent interior showroom. This showroom was designed specifically for internal use by the AJ Group. It is rarely shown to the outside world, only during new car launch events. Would it briefly reveal its true face? At this moment, the comments section of the live stream had already exploded. Wow, so this is the AJ showroom. No wonder CEO Su is so tough. I never knew the AJ Group was this powerful. Powerful? Do you guys realize that the cars here are at least half created by Dean Zhao? AJ New Energy might soon become a thing of the past. I heard Dean Zhao is already in contact with Boss Wang. If they can pull off a partnership, the impact would be unimaginable. A Fortune Global 500 company, plus the support from Longjing Motors. Dean Zhao's starting point is just too high. It's hard not to be a hit. Do you think CEO Su will regret this? Regret? Once Dean Zhao actually goes out to start his own business, CEO Su won't even have a chance to cry. The live stream comments were just looking for drama, all fixated on discussing the trending topics. At this moment, Su Qingcheng had no energy to care about any of that. Instead, she put all her focus into promoting the new energy vehicles. With so many new models, as long as just one of them breaks through, it could save AJ. Su Qingcheng then led everyone over to the star player. This is our latest model from AJ New Energy, the AJ Wolong. It draws inspiration from the Crouching Dragon of the Three Kingdoms era. It was co-designed by the world-renowned designer Chad. It's noble and luxurious. She immediately wore a proud expression. This car utilizes the Xuanwu architecture. The chassis is die-cast from high-density dragon pattern steel, making its safety rating the highest in the world. Many people already know this, and coupled with the name, AJ Wolong, this car has received immense attention since the moment it was born. Hearing Su Qingcheng's introduction, the viewers in the live stream started discussing again. Oh my god, is this the real face of the AJ Wolong? It's too stunning, the car with the highest intrinsic value. I heard this car was built entirely by Dean Zhao. It uses 12 of his patents, every single one of them way ahead of the curve. It truly is the most valuable car, but it will probably soon become AJ's swan song. Dean Zhao has been fired. Can this car still launch successfully? I'm so jealous of the people who grabbed their orders early. I heard the first 10,000 owners will get a commemorative gold key personally signed by Dean Zhao. As every second ticks by, more and more viewers are flooding into the live stream. The buzz over the last 2 days has been absolutely insane. Even people who weren't following the show before are all crowding in to see what the hype is about. Just then, a staff member nearby checked the data. Oh my god, Dongqing. Our live stream just broke a new record. It broke another record. That's great. Everyone, don't let up. Keep pushing hard. They really hadn't expected that a run-of-the-mill variety show would end up trending on social media over and over again because of this hot topic. Dongqing couldn't hide her excitement. Su, the popularity of our live stream is double what it was last time. Double. Su Qingcheng was startled. The total traffic across the web hit 100 million yesterday. Wouldn't today be even more explosive? At that thought, Su Qingcheng suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Since the show is so incredibly hot, why not post the orders for the AJ Wolong up for grabs? Even though our production capacity can't keep up yet, we can at least bring in some cash flow to fill the hole left by the stock market losses. Since the layoff incident has caused such a stir, she might as well leverage the hype to recoup those losses. Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng's face lit up with excitement. Dongqing, can we post our AJ Wolong orders on the live stream? With the traffic so high right now, there are bound to be plenty of people snapping them up. Dongqing thought about it for a moment. Of course we can. The AJ Group is a sponsor of our show, and this is all within the contract. After what happened yesterday, the show's production team is terrified that Su Qingcheng might quit. The director has already given orders. As long as she doesn't quit, they have to agree to her demands, even if they're completely outrageous. Su Qingcheng continued immediately. Alright, let's post the orders then. Let's put up 100,000 units first and see if people really love this car that much. However, just then, a middle-aged man rushed over. Ms. Su, could I have a word with you in private? This man is in charge of the sales department for the AJ Group, and his name is Che Zhan. Director Che, what happened? Che Zhan pulled Su Qingcheng a few steps back. Ms. Su, the AJ Wolong can't be sold for the time being. Hearing this, Su Qingcheng looked puzzled. Can't be sold? Didn't you just finish the technology showcase a while ago? The orders for the Wolong had already piled up to 20,000 units. That was then, this is now. The AJ Wolong cannot be sold anymore. Our production capacity just can't keep up. Previously, as soon as the AJ Wolong was announced, it instantly topped the charts on all major media outlets. Less than 5 minutes after the new car's tech showcase ended, back-end orders surged by 50,000. Later, because of production capacity issues, the AJ Group had no choice but to proactively cancel 30,000 orders, promising those users that they would get priority when the car officially launched. Production capacity can't keep up? How is that possible? Didn't we build several new production lines? And we got the licensing back, didn't we? Seeing this, Director Che explained in a hurry. Ms. Su, let me be blunt with you. The reason this car can't be sold anymore is because of you. Why? Because I fired Dean Zhao? Dean Zhao personally helped design this car, and it incorporates nearly 12 of his patented technologies. Now that he's been fired, the licensing fees for these 12 patents have exactly doubled. If we keep selling at the original price, we're going to take a massive hit. The new energy vehicle market is cutthroat right now. Everyone is operating on razor-thin margins. The reason AJ New Energy has been so popular is precisely because the pricing is reasonable. Combined with its powerful performance and all those high-tech features, people have been flocking to it. That's when Su Qingcheng finally realized, even though they've regained the patent authorization, the cost has doubled compared to before. She had been so focused on whether they would get the patent rights that she completely forgot about this. If Director Che is right, then AJ Wolong really can't continue production. Otherwise, no matter how big and wealthy the AJ Group is, it won't be able to handle losses like this. Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng panicked instantly. What am I supposed to do now? I just had Dongqing open up the orders on the live stream. It's probably sold out already. Oh no. Quick. Make them take the listing down immediately. Su Qingcheng had no idea that with every single AJ Wolong they sold, your income would double. AJ New Energy was literally working for you. Su Qingcheng rushed over to the production team. Dongqing, the AJ Wolong can't be sold anymore. Take down the remaining orders. Everyone was stunned into silence. It took a long time for Dongqing to finally speak up. Take them down? Ms. Su, the 100,000 orders you said sold out in less than 10 minutes. What? When Su Qingcheng heard that, it felt like a bolt from the blue. She couldn't help but feel dizzy. She nearly collapsed to the ground. That was 100,000 cars. Sold out in less than 10 minutes. How could it be this crazy? Even with all the people just tagging along for the hype, it shouldn't have sold that fast. How much is the AJ group going to lose on those 100,000 cars? Dongqing didn't expect Su Qingcheng to look like that. Ms. Su, is there a problem? No problem. I just need a second to process this. As she spoke, she stood there and started muttering to herself, how is this possible? These are 100,000 cars. Does Zhao Ran really have that much influence? Just then, Dongqing spoke up again. Ms. Su, the 100,000 were completely sold out. Should we add more? No, don't. The Wolong orders are already filled up. Tell everyone to wait for our newest model instead. Add more? Su Qingcheng was on the verge of a breakdown. If we keep adding more, the entire AJ group will be working just for him. Those 12 patents alone, he's going to make a fortune off these 100,000 cars. The AJ production line would be doing all that work for nothing. All the profit has to go toward patent fees. At this moment, Director Che caught up. Ms. Su, what's the situation? Did you pull the orders? Hearing this, Su Qingcheng shrugged helplessly. Director Che, the 100,000 orders were all snatched up in less than 10 minutes. Ah, Ms. Su. Oh Ms. Su. You've really stepped in at this time. Let's see how you're going to clean up this mess. If you don't bring Dean Zhao back, I don't think you'll be able to keep your job as president. Right now, the AJ group is in complete chaos, but you are just taking it easy. Dean Zhao, I heard you funded 6 research centers. We are all deeply impressed by that. That's why I've been wanting to meet you for a long time. You're too kind, Mr. Wang. It's just, I've been through the rain myself, so I just wanted to hold an umbrella for the students coming up behind me. When I first started out in R&D, things were incredibly tough. I know exactly how hard it is. I can completely understand where you're coming from. But things are different now. We at Hongdu Tech are willing to put 10 billion on the table to partner with you. Let's build the best homegrown new energy vehicles together. Mr. Wei from Longkai Auto, sitting next to him, nodded repeatedly. Exactly, Mr. Wang is right. Our Longjing Auto has 8 production workshops. Our scale is no worse than the AJ group. As long as you're willing, Dean Zhao, all 8 of our production lines are at your service. So, what do you think? We've come here with real sincerity. Dean Zhao, to be honest, Mr. Wei has been wanting to work with you for a long time. He just never had the chance. He added with a playful chuckle. Just yesterday, I was telling Mr. Wei, you should really send Mr. Su a banner of appreciation. You should thank him properly. If it weren't for Mr. Su kicking those people out, how else could we have invited the legendary Wolong? Hearing this, Mr. Wei couldn't help but burst into laughter. Mr. Wang, I'm probably not the only one who wants to send that banner, am I? Then, Wang Peng turned his gaze toward you. Well, Dean Zhao, is the sincerity we've shown enough for you? It's more than enough. I'm truly honored to have the trust of 2 industry titans like you. But a 10 billion project is no small matter. I hope we can all take a moment to cool down and think it over. After all, there's no turning back once the arrow is shot. Mr. Wei and I have already thought this through very clearly. I've made up my mind. Even though I'm 50 now, I am absolutely determined to join forces with you and fight for the future of our domestic new energy industry. Exactly what Mr. Wang said. Let's fight for domestic new energy. Seeing their powerful resolve, you decided to play along for now. Alright, thank you both for your trust. Please give me 2 days to think it over. I just left my previous company, so I need a few days to get some proper rest. Of course, Dean Zhao, that makes sense. Take some time to rest these next few days. As for the partnership, we can settle the details once you're well rested. On the other side, Su Qingcheng sat in her chair, staring blankly at the order list in her hand. 100,000 orders, 100,000 cars. How on earth are we going to produce all that? Why was I so impulsive? Why did I have to sell this car? Su Qingcheng grabbed her hair in frustration. The live stream was so incredibly popular. If she had sold any other model, it would have sold out in an instant, too. Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng could only look forward to the next live stream. If she could maintain this kind of buzz, creating another massive hit next time wasn't out of the question. With that thought, she called out to her assistant outside, Xiaoli, come in. Head over to the sales department later and bring me the profiles of all the current new models we have in stock. Lin Xiaoli was stunned to hear this. All the profiles? Mr. Su, are you planning on selling the cars yourself? Yes, today, in just 10 minutes, we sold 100,000 AJ Wolong cars. Hearing Su Qingcheng's words, Lin Xiaoli grinned and said, Mr. Su, I even secretly ordered one myself. What? Why are you joining in on the chaos? I just really like this car. Besides, this is the last car Dean Zhao designed at AJ. It's so meaningful to have as a memento. Bet that's exactly why everyone is fighting to book it. Hearing her say that, Su Qingcheng suddenly found herself speechless, a wave of sadness washing over her. Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng stood up, grabbed her coat from the side and said, Xiaoli, please handle the remaining work for me. I need to head out. Aw, Ms. Su, you aren't going to look for Director Zhao, are you? Xiaoli, can you stop being such a gossip? Can you just focus on your work? Lin Xiaoli was the executive assistant handpicked by the old chairman. So even if she couldn't stand her sometimes, she couldn't just fire her. Ms. Su, I am your assistant. It's my job to help you with everything, both at work and in your personal life. I just saw the news. Director Zhao was having a very pleasant talk with Mr. Wong from Red Bean Tech. He just left the Red Bean Club. He probably hasn't even made it home yet. You and your gossip, did you even account for the traffic? If I drive to Hufang Road now, I'll get there right when he arrives. Su Qingcheng glanced at her and turned to leave. Lin Xiaoli watched her walk away, a faint smile playing on her lips. Only after Su Qingcheng was out of sight did she pull out her phone and send a quick text to the old chairman. Soon, Su Qingcheng arrived at her destination, passing by the crepe stand she'd visited that morning. She specifically bought a crepe, but this time with extra spice. Devil level spicy, that is. You think I care about the one crepe I ate of yours? Well, today this young lady is paying you back. Boss, load it up with as much spice as you can. Don't worry, we've got the hottest stuff around. Just then, you suddenly walked up behind her. Whoa, you can handle that much heat? Hey, how did you even spot me? Su Qingcheng looked around, completely bewildered. You were seen, so much for the chili pepper plan. Do I even need to look? With that outfit of yours, anyone can tell it's you. Who wears sunglasses like that? Aren't you trying hard enough to draw attention? I was just worried about getting snapped by paparazzi. I don't want to give them anything else to talk about. You looked her up and down. Why are you here again? I'm here to find you. My high heels are still with you, aren't they? Ms. Su, with your status, you're really going to go back for a pair of shoes you threw away? What of it? Does being rich mean I can't wear my shoes? Do you know how much those cost? You looked at her, confused. How much? You wouldn't believe me if I told you anyway. Oh, I'd believe you. Why wouldn't I? Prices are clear as day. However much the shoes cost, you pay half that to buy them back. Hey, stop being so unreasonable. You've already made enough from the patent fees. Why are you haggling with me over a pair of shoes? It's not about the money. It's a matter of principle. With that, you turned and started walking ahead. Hey, wait up, I have something I need to talk to you about. You didn't stop until you reached your front door. Ms. Su, it's almost dark. We're both single. Does it really look appropriate for you to come into my place? Then let's find a coffee shop. What are we, a couple? A coffee shop? So, you want my patent authorization? Didn't I already give it to you? Why are you still coming after me? Hearing this, Su Qingcheng was still desperately making excuses. I just came to get my shoes. Fine, here's your shoe. Saying that, you pulled out the shoe and handed it to her. Su Qingcheng clearly had no intention of leaving, so she lowered her head and said, Zhao Ran, Dean Zhao, to be honest with you, we had a pre-sale for a new car during our live stream today, and we sold a full 100,000 units in under 10 minutes. Oh, and, did you come here just to brag to me? I'm the one who sold the Wolong car. Why would I need to brag? 100,000 units. A full 100,000. Do you know how much we have to pay you in patent royalties? Hearing this, you burst out laughing. It's the Wolong, huh? Well, then I really do have to thank you. That car uses 12 of my patents. Zhao Ran, do you have any idea how hard you're making things for me? You fired me on my first day, and now the money we made from the car sales isn't even enough to cover your royalties. I just wanted to hop online and relax for a bit, only to find several new energy vehicle companies desperately paying tribute to me and thanking me on their LED screens. Oh, give me a break. Are you here to complain to me? You're a high and mighty CEO. You don't need to be whining to a low-level employee like me, do you? I just wanted to clean up the company culture. I wasn't targeting you specifically. Was I wrong to do that? Oh, you were absolutely right. Just casually firing an employee during a live stream. What could possibly be wrong with that? So, why won't you come back to the company? I can offer you your job back. Hearing this, you gave a faint smile. Not a chance. Why on earth not? Because I'm that employee who got fired. Su, if you had been working overtime for 3 days and 3 nights, and just because you were exhausted and took a quick nap at your desk, a female CEO suddenly showed up and fired you on the spot without a word, tell me, would you just go back like that? So you're saying I have to apologize to you in front of the whole internet before you'll come back? Is that it? Look, I am the dean of the AJ Research Institute, after all. If you don't apologize, how could I possibly go back? Zhao Ran, don't push your luck. I am the CEO of the company. I represent the entire AJ group, that's my bottom line. I will never apologize to you in front of the entire internet. Seeing this, you waved your hand. Then please see yourself out. Fine, if you really don't want to return to the company, then don't blame me for not keeping the dean's position open for you. I'll just hire someone with even better technical skills. Don't come crying to me when you regret it. Hearing this, you laughed out loud. I won't have any regrets. I just hope you don't regret it either, Ms. Su. Don't come crawling back to me in tears later, because I really can't stand that. We'll see who's crying later. I simply don't believe it. I refuse to believe that no one else in the world can master your technology. It won't take many days before I find a dean much more capable than you. Alright then, Ms. Su, I'll be waiting. Just don't let me down. With a asterisk ding, Su Qingcheng turned on her heel and stormed off. She hadn't managed to rehire you, and instead, she had left full of anger. The more Su Qingcheng thought about it, the angrier she got. Then, seeing the asterisk Janbing Guozi asterisk in her hand, she didn't even think twice before throwing it through the air back at you. Take your pancake back, now we're even. The next day, two hot topics quickly dominated all the major trending lists. The first one, founder of Hongdu Technology invests billions, partners with former AJ Research Institute dean. A new industry leader is born. The second one, Hongdu Tech's talks with the former director of the AJ Research Institute have failed, and there's no hope for Director Zhao's return. CEO Su Qingcheng is putting out a call to arms to recruit a new director for the AJ Research Institute. These two trending topics just hit the top of the charts and sparked heated discussions among netizens. What the hell? CEO Su Qingcheng of AJ is looking for a new director? Is she just giving up and letting it all fall apart? Most of AJ's new energy tech is patented by Director Zhao. I bet AJ just can't afford the patent fees anymore. Word is, CEO Su graduated from Tiffany Business School and has ties to Fonia University. She's probably looking to bring in talent from abroad. Is CEO Su out of her mind? Who else has the pulling power of Director Zhao? The AJ Wolong sold out 100,000 orders in under 10 minutes. She doesn't actually think that was all thanks to her, does she? I heard all the major new energy car companies are lining up to pay their respects to the AJ Group. It was CEO Su who saved those car companies, huh? Brothers, wake up. The AJ Wolong is already a thing of the past. Director Zhao and Wang Peng are the real power duo now. I'm so excited for their new car. Zhao Ran plus Hongdu Tech? The smart cockpit integration is going to be beyond anything we can imagine. Meanwhile, Su Qingcheng is sitting on her bed, her hair a total mess. She's scrolling through these outrageous comments one by one. Since when did I issue a call to arms? Am I really that impatient? These unscrupulous media outlets are just ridiculous. Thinking about the 100,000 Wolong orders she sold yesterday, Su Qingcheng feels a massive headache coming on. If she really has to deliver all 100,000 vehicles, then for the next 2 years, the entire AJ Group would be working for free for that guy. No, I have to come up with a countermeasure. We have 12 patents. If I can find someone to crack all these technologies, wouldn't that mean we don't have to pay the patent fees? Thinking of this, a light bulb goes off in Su Qingcheng's head. She suddenly thinks of a candidate. His name is John Orden. He's a legendary professor at Fonia University, and because of his numerous outstanding contributions to the tech field, he was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award by Dinier. If he could join the AJ Group, it would surely bring massive attention to the company. By then, maybe it could even save AJ's plummeting stock price. Right, how could I have forgotten about old John? Su Qingcheng thinks of the old professor and instantly feels like she's grabbed onto a lifeline. After a moment of contemplation, she quickly fires off an email to the Fonia University R&D Center. After receiving the email from Su Qingcheng, old John doesn't even have to think about it. He agrees immediately. High-density dragon pattern steel, nano anti-tracking metallic paint, aerospace-grade cold and heat-resistant titanium alloy. Every single one of these eye-opening technologies hits his mind like a thunderbolt. These are all incredible, cutting-edge technologies. This is so challenging. Old John never imagined that so many unprecedented technologies actually all came from the hands of one young man. And the most important thing is, using all these cutting-edge technologies just for building cars? That is just too extravagant. Where exactly did this young man come from? If Fonia University had this kind of creative power, it would have definitely been snapped up by the military tech sector long ago. While Su Qingcheng is putting on her makeup, she suddenly hears a notification sound from her phone. She picks it up and is instantly overjoyed. She didn't expect that in less than a day, old John's R&D team would accept her invitation. Although, old John only expressed his interest and respect for the tech, he didn't explicitly agree to take over as director of the AJ Research Institute yet. He wants to come see for himself first, if his team can break through those R&D hurdles, and if they can successfully develop products that are true, direct replacements for those patents. If they hit a wall, then they might as well just pack up and go home. Old John's team is extremely cautious. He was terrified that if he couldn't surpass him, he'd inevitably become a laughingstock around the world. Without the proper skills, how could he even think about taking over as director of the AJ Research Institute? Wouldn't that just be a total embarrassment? After receiving the news, Su Qingcheng didn't hesitate and immediately reached out to the media. She spread the word, and now the entire internet is buzzing about AJ Group. She wanted to put the netizens' minds at ease. She needed to tell the whole world. Rest assured, our AJ Group is like a towering, ancient tree. A single sapling withering away isn't going to bring down the whole tree. Without Director Zhao, we still have other directors. AJ Group will never fall into a crisis just because one person resigned. We won't collapse because of this. Arriving at the corporate office, Lin Xiaoli rushed up to Su Qingcheng. Ms. Su, are you really planning to hire experts from abroad? You're not going to try to bring Director Zhao back? That's right, you saw it online? Yeah, it's all over the internet. Don't you think you're being too impulsive? If you don't hire foreign experts, there's still a chance Director Zhao might return. But if you bring in someone else as director, then there's absolutely no hope left. What hope? What are you talking about? Do you think the company will stop running without him? Ms. Su, please listen to me. Director Zhao is the soul of AJ New Energy. He really can't leave, otherwise, our AJ group is finished. Nonsense. Stop fear-mongering. Xiaoli, did Zhao Ran pay you off? Why are you constantly speaking up for him? Ms. Su, I'm doing this for your own good. If Director Zhao really doesn't come back, the board of directors will come after you first. What's there to be afraid of? If I can find someone to replace him and recover the company's losses, the board wouldn't dare give me any trouble. Lin Xiaoli was speechless for a moment. How can you be so stubborn? Things have reached this point, don't you see how serious this situation is? The production line is only running normally right now because everyone thinks there's still a chance for Director Zhao to come back. If you really cut off that path, do you have any idea what will happen? You will definitely regret this decision later. Xiaoli, just relax. I've already leaked the news that old John is coming to AJ. I expect AJ's stock will start to recover before long. Lin Xiaoli ignored that and asked with a curious look. Ms. Su, didn't you go to see Director Zhao last night? Could it be that you two had a falling out again? Don't ask about that, just pretend whatever happened last night never happened. As she said this, she shook her head helplessly. We both have tempers like firecrackers. We can't talk at all, we just set each other off. Hearing this, Lin Xiaoli was stunned. Pretend it never happened? Good grief, what on earth happened between you two? Lin Xiaoli's curiosity only grew. She stared intensely at Su Qingcheng, as if trying to read something in her eyes. But she couldn't see a thing. These two are honestly such a headache. It's such a simple matter. They could just apologize, shake hands, and be done with it. How did it escalate to this point of just bickering with each other? Su Qingcheng noticed Lin Xiaoli's strange look and frowned. Xiaoli, what are you daydreaming about? It's not what you think. Huh? What exactly do you think I'm thinking? Well, since the talks fell through, let's start brainstorming a new plan of action. When old John gets here, try your best to have Dongqing bring the project team along. Let's leak the news that old John has joined AJ, alright? Is there really no hope for CEO Su? Let me give you a piece of advice. The whole internet is watching Dean Zhao, and Red Bean Tech is even putting 10 billion on the table to invest in him. If you don't find a way to win him back, I'm afraid he's really going to be poached by someone else. Let them poach him. I think he and I are just natural-born rivals. Even if he does come back, we'll just end up clashing again. Why is that? You two are around the same age. Can't you just get along? Even the former chairman. Former chairman? Xiaoli, are you in contact with my dad? Why is his phone always off whenever I call him? Lin Xiaoli immediately shook her head. No contact at all. Absolutely none. What I meant was, even the former chairman was confident enough to hand the company over to you. You can't let him down. You don't need to lecture me on this. I know what I'm doing. After saying that, she didn't look up again and picked up a file to start reviewing it. On the other side, you haven't been idle either. After meeting with Wang Peng and CEO Wei yesterday, you went straight to the R&D center you invested in. Ever since you joined the AJ group, you rarely have time to come here. After all, AJ New Energy's sales have been booming. And there are so many things waiting for you to handle. Now that Su Qingcheng has taken over, it has actually given you some time to rest. When Su Qingcheng came to see you last time, everything you told her was the truth. You really do want to thank this new CEO properly. If she hadn't fired you so publicly, you wouldn't have received this much attention. Now, every new energy company is sending you invitation letters. Although you already negotiated with Wang Peng yesterday, other car manufacturers haven't given up yet. It's not easy to find a top-tier high-tech talent these days. No one is willing to let this opportunity slip away. Professor Zhao, the moment you walked into the R&D center, you heard a synchronized shout. The engineers and students at the center were all looking at you with excitement. For these students pursuing research, you are their idol. After all, you became an honorary professor at Lonqi University at just 20 years old. Before this, they were hoping to see you every single day. Wanting to take a photo with you. It's just a shame that you were always too busy at AJ. Almost every month or two, the AJ Research Institute would announce a new technological breakthrough. The R&D team you lead has even received attention from the authorities. The all-tech nano-metal paint you developed, as well as the high-density dragon pattern steel, have all been applied to aerospace technology, making outstanding contributions to scientific development. Otherwise, Wang Peng wouldn't have put up 10 billion all at once to start a business with you. Then, you greeted everyone as well. Hello, everyone. Seeing you were so down to earth, everyone couldn't help but burst into thunderous applause. The teachers at the center had already warned them earlier that they absolutely must not swarm you, so as not to cause trouble for Professor Zhao. So, even though the students were incredibly excited inside, they held back. Professor Zhao, everyone already knows about what happened to you. Everyone online is standing up for you. Standing up for me? What do I have to be upset about? I actually really need to thank CEO Su. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have had the chance to leave AJ, nor would I have had the chance to build a car that is truly my own. Director Lee looked confused and asked, huh? So you've already decided to start your own business? I just have the idea for now, still thinking it over. No sooner had those words left your mouth than the students spoke up in unison. Professor, we're willing to follow you. Their eyes were full of determination, as if they had already made up their minds. Director Lee, however, thought of Su Qingcheng. Ahem, that heiress of the AJ group. She's just too reckless. A high-tech talent like you is being fought over globally. If you hadn't already stated that you wouldn't work for foreign companies, I'm afraid those foreigners would have come to poach you long ago. Foreigners? Foreigners are already a thing of the past. In the field of new energy, they are no match for us at all. We have to show them what real new energy is, and what a real technological powerhouse looks like. As soon as you finished, the R&D center erupted in loud applause, and the students felt their blood pumping with excitement. Their admiration for you grew even stronger. Director Lee, hearing the applause that wouldn't die down, quickly waved his hands at the students, then turned around and asked, Professor Zhao, what brings you to the R&D center today? Is there a new project you need us to work on? You nodded immediately and pulled a stack of documents from your backpack. Seeing the documents, Director Lee was so shocked he couldn't speak. He widened his eyes, his face filled with disbelief. This. Are these the specifications for high-fiber carbon steel? Seeing Director Lee's expression, you said to him, to be precise, it should be nano-grade high-precision carbon fiber steel. This is a new technology that we need to tackle together. This type of carbon steel is used in new energy vehicles. It will make the car body much stronger. That's fantastic. Simply amazing. Our R&D center finally has a real purpose. They had been dormant in this center for years, waiting just for this moment. If they could work with Professor Zhao to conquer high-end technology, then in every one of their professional resumes, it would add a brilliant and significant chapter. Just as you were talking to Director Lee, your phone rang in your pocket. You pulled it out and took a look. You didn't expect the message to be from Su Qingcheng. To your surprise, she had sent over a resume of someone's achievements. The award winner was John Orden. Seeing the resume, you frowned slightly. Why are you messaging me? Trying to provoke me? Before long, Su Qingcheng replied, Zhao Ran, does this guy look familiar? He's the most famous veteran professor at Furnia University. He arrives at the AJ Research Institute tomorrow to take over your position. Oh, so that's it? You intend to have him replace me? Why not? He is, after all, a recipient of the Denier Lifetime Achievement Award. He's even received invitations from the White House. Fine, when he arrives, help me ask him when he's going to repay that dinner he owes me. After seeing this message, Su Qingcheng stood up abruptly. Dinner? What dinner? Could it be that you and old John are old acquaintances? That's impossible. Had people look into it, they have no connection. The most critical thing is that old John never mentioned this matter. He clearly agreed to it readily. If they were really old friends, he would have at least shown some sign of it. Thinking of this, Su Qingcheng furrowed her brows. So you mean you know old John? However, you didn't reply for a long time. Then she furiously fired off a few more bombs in the chat. What kind of person is she? Only telling half the story. What about the other half? Hearing a commotion in the room, Yi Xiaoli trotted over. Miss Su, are you alright? I'm fine. Oh, and about Dongqing. Have you notified her yet? Reporting to you, Miss Su. She's been notified. The production team says they'll be here first thing tomorrow to join you for the live broadcast. Right, Miss Su. If the live stream hits peak popularity tomorrow, are we still going to sell cars? Sell cars on a live stream? Su Qingcheng already had a psychological trauma from that incident. She waved her hands frantically. No more of that. Tomorrow is the perfect chance to restore the company's image. We can't let anything get in the way. She paused for a moment. Oh, and don't forget to notify the AJ Research Institute. Tell them to prepare to welcome the new dean. Huh? Hearing that, Lin Xiaoli went silent. What? Is there a problem? Ms. Su, you know as well as I do that the institute was built by Dean Zhao from the ground up. They'll never accept a new dean. They won't accept a new dean? Then they should pick one themselves. We can't just leave the position vacant forever. Everyone is waiting for Dean Zhao to come back. Ms. Su, this is the last chance. If Dean Zhao really doesn't return, do you know how serious the consequences will be? I don't know, but I'd very much like to find out. Su Qingcheng picked up her phone from the side. I refuse to believe it. Are we really incapable of building cars without Zhao Ran? The next day, media outlets swarmed the AJ Research Institute until it was packed tight. By now, old John's team had arrived and were accepting the bouquets prepared by the AJ group. Mr. John, welcome. Su Qingcheng spotted old John in the crowd, and hurriedly went up to greet him. Old John offered a polite, thin smile. Hello, Ms. Su. I am honored to receive your invitation. I hope we have a pleasant collaboration. This moment, the entire internet was watching this so-called professor who was meant to replace Dean Zhao. When they saw old John, nearly 70 years old, the whole internet exploded. What the hell, they brought in some old foreign guy? If President Su has run out of ideas, we can just skip the theatrics. The guy can barely stand. You want him to replace our Dean Zhao? What a complete joke, firing a young genius, only to bring in a relic? Does she really think AJ Group is a retirement home? Never mind whether this old guy is qualified to be dean. He's coming to AJ New Energy to build cars? Is he going to build toy cars for seniors, or cars that we young people actually like? Damn, the AJ Wolong is officially a swan song. Thank God I grabbed an order during that live stream. Otherwise I'd never get to drive a real Wolong. Has this Ms. Su already given up? Think AJ Group should just rename itself to AJ Nursing Home. Seeing old John, netizens voiced exactly what they were thinking. It was clear that no one was buying into the idea of this old professor being a match for you.